ladies and gentlemen, before normally, we usually jump here into chaos at the beginning of the show. But if you are watching this edition of Kayfabe Podcast, and this is live during the time where the anniversary happened, where all of our lives were affected, and we want to take the time out to recognize all the people that were lost during 9/11. So before we get into our shenanigans, we definitely just want to take a brief moment of silence for those that lost their lives, those who have put their lives up to fight for the freedoms that we have in this country. I don't know how long a moment of silence is supposed to be.
That was good.
That was a moment.
All right. Well, now that we got that out the way.
Good call.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast, man. Have no fear. Your councilman is here, along with the rest of the trios, the sweetest Oos, my tag team partner, Wrestling with Honey, and, of course, the people's nightmare himself, Mr. Dion.
Can't do it with the hat on.
He's like,
It kept hitting the top of the.
Yeah, man, this is another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast, episode 47. Man, we are on the road to 50, and we're gonna have to do something epic for the 50th episode of the podcast. But we got a lot to discuss today. Of course, we got to get into SmackDown preview. We got a Worlds Collide card prediction because it will be happening tomorrow in Vegas. So we got to give you who we think is going to win and who's going to walk out. And, of course, we have your fan Wrestling Blasphemies coming up and a new segment that we're going to be introducing today as well. And we're going back into the writer's room, and we got something very special. So you want to stay tuned for the entire episode so you do not miss out on the fun. Now, if you are watching on WWT, please remember to use those super chats so we can put these comments up here and be able to respond to them. It could be $1. It can be $2. I don't know if you can do cents, but if you want to do like $1.39, you're not going to get no flack from me. This is where you could be a 0.5 shooter. A 0.5 on the super chat. You could definitely be one there. If that is allowed. If it's not, then you just go out to round that bitch up. But use those super chats and get that going. But let's jump into SmackDown. SmackDown is tomorrow. It's gonna be a fulfilled day of wrestling, man. We got SmackDown first, and then we go right into Worlds Collide. It's a lot of wrestling going on tomorrow. But yeah, this nigga's supposed to be there tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. We also have Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton going at it. Always a fun time between these two. Something just a rivalry that never gets old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, never gets old at all. And then, of course, we have the WWE Women's Championship on the line. Jade Cargill will get another shot at my client's WWE Women's Championship. And if she comes out looking the way she looked on NXT, Jade, you in a lot of trouble because Tiffany looks like she's trying to get in her bag right now. But just a quick prediction. Who do y'all think walks out? Well, Dion, let me ask you first because we're to get into our honeypot predictions in just a second. But Dion, who do you think will walk out as champion when the dust clears?
This is a tough one. One on SmackDown, and I don't know, it'd be great for a title change, but man, I got Tiffany, man. Like, I don't know. It seems it's kind of stinks a little bit just because it's another opportunity for Jade, and we thought she should have won it the last time. If not,
who thought that?
Well, okay, if you don't pull the trigger, then I don't see you pulling the trigger on a SmackDown. So, and Tiffany's crossing over a little bit with the homecoming stuff for NXT. It's great that she's got that strap around her waist. Tiffy for the win.
I mean,
perhaps shenanigans here and there too. So
I think we might have a Nia Jax moment come in where it might either favor Jade or it's going to favor Tiffy in there. Nia Jax has everything to gain and really nothing to lose at this time. So we shall see which one is going to hold it. As far as Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre is concerned, Who gets the advantage?
I was wondering what she meant by that, but then I had to think. You know who does a better version. Stop it.
You'll figure it out. But who do you think wins between these two?
Oh man. Wow, it's on a Friday night, man. Shenanigans could ensue. But does Randy eat the pin? I think Randy could eat the oof. It's just so hard for me to see Randy Orton lose now.
Yeah.
I'm picking Randy, man. I'm picking Randy.
I'm gonna have to go, man. I don't never want to vote against the Apex Predator, but listen, dog. Drew McIntyre, when Drew gets on a mission, Drew ain't nothing to play with. All right,
this is true.
And Drew wants that WWE Championship, and so, man, if he has to get Randy out the way so he can get it, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't, man. So I'm gonna have to go with Drew on this, bro.
Probably right.
But it is time for us to know what the pot is stirring up. We're gonna get a graphic up here for her soon, but we're gonna go ahead and let Honey take the floor. And Honey, give us our honey pot prediction.
Yeah, the shenanigans don't end there with Drew and Randy. They only begin, I believe, from there. That's always a good rivalry, as you said, to keep revisiting. However, we also have to look into the results in order to see what's going to happen next. And of course, last week was left with lots of cliffhangers. Not only is Brock Lesnar returning, but let's not forget how that return happened and what happened before that. Cena and Sami Zayn were having a pretty big match. I feel like Sami Zayn is not completely done, being that it ended in a no contest. So there's going to be something that ensues beforehand. But of course, we need that final showdown before Wrestlepolooza. And that will definitely happen. So I'm predicting that. Of course, we saw the whole shenanigans with Damian Priest and Aleister Black. We saw the way that match ended, where Aleister Black kind of fought a little dirty, used the referee as a weapon. Of course, that rivalry is not going to end there. I believe
that's going to be a fun one.
We're going into some best out of 5 or 7 at least, I believe, with those two. And I want it to end in a Hell in a Cell. I'm just calling that now. We also have Julia coming up with the win from last week as well, on Michin. And of course, Kiana James' involvement. We will possibly see what's next for the Women's United States Champion. And then we have, of course, what you guys mentioned with Tiffy and Jade. I'm not sure. I'm just terrified, but it's going to be good. I definitely know that. But that is all we have for today for Honey Pot predictions. I guess we'll see if anything else happens as far as I'm not sure if they're going to move the whole AJ and Seth thing. I don't know, because it was on SmackDown, being that they were in Chicago and now they're on Raw. I mean, if they're going to add some more things to it, I mean, the hype for Wrestlepolooza is definitely on. And yeah, that's that.
All right. That was our Honey Pot prediction. Shout out to Honey for giving us that. Make sure you check out Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow. There will be the Honey Pot SmackDown watch along on Women's Wrestling Talk beginning at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So make sure you tune in. You never want to miss all the action that's going down. Now, speaking of the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, I would like to talk about something that was brought up on a previous podcast, that Tiffany is stated that she is trying her hardest to now be more likable to the audience now that they want her to be a babyface. Now, I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Y'all thoughts on Tiffany Stratton making efforts to be more likable. Is it necessary? Or is it something vital for her to pick up in order to get over on the crowd? And if so, what would it take to do so?
I mean, the crowd sort of organically turned her baby. It wasn't a plan, it felt like, because nothing about her character felt babyface. But the crowd got behind her and they sort of shifted her. So her path or her journey to sort of be likable, I get it. but she could also be like an in-betweener, man. She can still walk that tightrope of being just neutral, if that makes any sense. Because again, nothing about her character from NXT to now said babyface, but the crowd said otherwise. So I think she just should lean into what the crowd's giving her and don't work so hard for it, because I don't think she has to. Everybody's behind her. But if it comes to like a babyface sort of build to matches and stuff, it's working from underneath a lot of times too. And she's shown that she can do that too. So I know she's on that journey to be more likable, but hell, Tiffany, you're there. Like, the crowd's behind you. You've done the hard job. You've done the heavy lifting, or it's been done for you for that. I say just stay where you are, man. Just stay in that lane right now, and then walk that tightrope. You can be a little heelish, you can be a little baby face-ish. You're still gonna get those same reactions, because she's been getting them for what, about a year now, and since Elimination Chamber last year, right? Was that it? Yeah, I think it's interesting, but I think she can just be neutral, man. And I don't know if this goes into her appearances and stuff like that too, with her going out with the title more and doing more interviews, popping up on other shows. But Tiffany's in a good spot, I feel like, already.
Okay. Honey, your thoughts?
I don't disagree with anything that the People's Nightmare is saying, but I will say that there's also not if she's proclaiming something about being more likable, it's not necessarily something I would think that would have to do with her gimmick. I think it would also have to do with being in the locker room as a locker room leader. There's also a certain kind of poise that you have to carry when you're also the face of the company, or when you're a face of the company, when you're holding the title. Maybe she also wants to go that role model type route, like where you have the little girls wearing the Bianca braid and dancing like Bianca Belair. She wants those Tiffy girls, with their pink suitcases or their titles wearing all pink, and like getting dolled up, like that prissy buff Barbie. But I think it's more so that has to do with outside of the heel or baby face gimmick, because we all know that she's capable of doing both. I think she's done a good job at that. In the beginning, I would say it was rocky, especially with the whole things about like I don't know how long it was, but it feels like it was a while ago, with the post that had to do with Jade, and they kind of like she took some heat for that, or and anything like that.
Well, bring it up.
But I'm just talking. He's talking about like the whole likable thing. Like she's trying to turn from outside of the ring, turn it
that makes
around
sense.
as far as that. You know what I mean? There's just a certain class, as a women's champion that she got to uphold, and she's looking to exceed that. Maybe being around the likes of folks coming back like John Cena. You know what I mean? Things like that can show you different ways to grow, and at least she's looking to do that. So, but I'm here for it either way. But I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. But like she's just turning both sides of the business around, like for her personally and also in the locker room and in the ring. That's what I
essentially think. Become like better, like what better rounded or whole rounded, whatever the phrase is. I can't think of it right now, but just a complete superstar.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's only going to continue to better her going forward, and she's gonna be able to manipulate the crowd and be that Becky Lynch, or that different style, like where you can flip the crowd, as we've talked about many times with The Rock and Hogan, and be able to feel it out, because we know that we've seen her as that baby face, and we've also seen her as that heel.
I told my client, fuck these people. All right. John Cena said it best. We ain't shit. Don't worry about these people. Don't worry about what these people like or want to like. They not you. You're the buff Barbie. Fuck them. All right. You ain't got to change nothing.
But see, everything you're saying. But see, everything you're saying was how she came in. Her act was not even she was a heel.
Exactly.
Her personality is heel.
Say just how you are. Let them hate you too. You ain't gotta be likable. You ain't gotta let these people like you. Ain't nobody like you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are in a stratosphere, one of a kind. Now, if you want to get more likable to the crowd, allow a story to do that. Allow a good story to turn that in to where you can adapt to it, not to where it's like you need to try to get out to the crowd and stuff like that. Like you don't have to do that. Like how they tried to do with Nia Jackson, when it came to like the whole bullying thing, like it was cool, but we knew it didn't work because we was like, yo, Tiffy could go with you though. Like this ain't like Alexa Bliss and stuff like that. Like Tiffy can go with you. That's why it didn't make it as believable. And we knew it was going to come. But if you give her something to where it's like, yo, she got to be a little more vulnerable with what's going on in this beef and this storyline, that's how you get her to be more likable. Rather than her trying to cheer to the crowd, her to try to get the crowd hype. Fuck all
Well,
that.
she don't need that. She don't need to do that because she's always been a fan favorite since she got up here. Like since she got to the like that's a given.
Yeah, but we're just saying it's like, yo, the need for it to be more likable. It's like, hey, just let it organically happen. Let it organically come through because fuck these people. You saw what happened with John. We ain't shit. We ain't shit. We booed this man for 6 months, and as soon as he said, I am going back to my old ways, we went and cheered.
I resent that because I was cheering for the whole heel run. I wanted a heel run.
It was an interesting experiment.
I predicted him to win 17 times. I just didn't predict him to be heel, but then he turned heel, and I was here for it.
Just because you predicted it,
I never swayed. I know, but I'm just saying I never swayed from the heel turn. I didn't boo him at all.
Listen, you could try to not be in this audience. You ain't shit, just like the rest of us. You in this group with us. You are not included.
I wanted. Do you guys not remember when I went to some? First of all, Dion, I'm not addressing you. Second of all, Councilman, did you not remember me in SummerSlam saying that I wanted the heel? I didn't want the heel turn. First of all, we not. You had a whole episode to talk your stuff about these supposed private conversations about my favorite timeline and all this bullshit. You hush. You hush, sir. Councilman, as I was saying. Y'all remember me going to SummerSlam saying I didn't want to see this Cena. I did want to heel Cena, but I'm taking this one anyway, I guess. I'm just taking what I can get. That's it.
You still ain't shit like the rest of us, honey. You can state this case all you want. You still in this crowd with us, and you ain't shit. Just like
right. You damn right. Because I love the product, damn it. Because I love what I watch, man. I love wrestling. I love it. Did he freeze?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was like, wait, you look like you froze. I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so we shall see when it comes to Tiffy exactly what will happen as we proceed. But I want to talk about Peacemaker. Peacemaker season 2 is out. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Since we talking about
that is interesting.
He's gonna get the helmet.
Oh yeah. There we go. All right. Let's talk Peacemaker. All right, so Peacemaker season 2 is out. It is thriving. We have heard a whole bunch of things about it, and especially what it is for in the future. Season 2 is a prequel leading into the next Superman movie, which is Man of Tomorrow, and that is going to be a duo movie of Lex Luthor and Superman working together to take down a bigger threat. But
interesting.
Something that's very interesting is, they're talking about timelines in here. And there is a timeline of where this could have been totally different. Now, it was revealed in an interview that James Gunn said who he originally wanted to play Peacemaker, and it was not John Cena. The person that he originally pitched to play Peacemaker was none other than another WWE star, and that was Dave Bautista.
Wow.
Dave Bautista was the original person James Gunn wanted to play Peacemaker, but he turned it down, because he trying out here to get that quality work. I get it. I understand.
Quality payday too.
Yeah, and the role went to John Cena. But I just want y'all to like take a second and just give me your thoughts. Could you just imagine Dave Bautista as Peacemaker? Like, do you see it, or did John Cena capture this so well that it was like, yo, the right choice was made?
Okay.
I was literally gonna say, I think in another timeline that I would have liked to be a part of, I would have liked to have seen Dave Bautista as this character because I think he would have fit nicely in that alternate universe. However, I would have to say that the right role went to the right person, because now at this point it's like this is John Cena's like Jack Sparrow, like for Johnny Depp, like that you cannot see anybody else really doing this kind of a role. Like and it's perfect for him. Everybody's been praising him since he started with this. So I would have to say the right choice was made for me personally. But and like I said, in an alternate universe, in another timeline, I would have a more enjoyable timeline. I would have liked to have seen Dave Bautista in. That probably would have been the same timeline where Roman didn't allow Cody to finish the story, possibly. So,
Anywho,
your thoughts?
I think at this point in time, it's so hard to see somebody other than Cena as Peacemaker. When I saw the topic, I went back and just looked up old comic book covers or old comic books of Peacemaker, and I was like, man, I still see John Cena, and these were written and drawn years ago. So yeah. I think James Gunn found the right person. I get James Gunn is super loyal to a lot of actors. He uses a lot of the same actors within a lot of his projects. Nathan Fillion has been in, he's Guy Gardner, and he's been in Guardians too. So I just honestly do think
Frozone
is the ice guy.
The ice guy. Frozone.
Where's my
super suit?
Where is my super suit?
Speaking of that, did y'all see like the mashup of like the end of what was it, Infinity War with Incredibles? Like the plane, the helicopter that's going down at the end that hits the building is very similar to the helicopter going down and hitting the building on the Incredibles.
I'm not seeing that.
Okay, we're gonna I'm gonna have to send that over. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, for this topic, they made the right choice.
See how Dion be ruining timelines even here?
It's a cool video. Yeah,
but you didn't let me finish my super suit thing. You when you do the super suit thing, you gotta go all the way. You gotta say, you tell me what my suit is, woman. I'm doing this for the greater good.
Greater good. I am your wife. I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
You see, she do the assignment. She do the assignment. How often do we have a woman here to do the wife part? And Dion, it just
you got it back. I took them back and put them.
Man, listen, that movie is Oscar worthy in my house. Okay, that movie went platinum in my house.
See, this is what happens when you ride for Cody Rhodes like that. You miss the cues. You put that Wheatley vodka down over there and focus up there. Mm-hmm. Focus up. But I agree. The right decision was made. The right decision was made. As much as I like Batista, Dion said it best. When you look at the comic book, it's like, yo, that's John Cena.
That's John Cena for real. Is. Yeah.
As much as just when I look at it and be like, yo, John Cena is RoboCop, but they gave him Peacemaker. I was like, as much as I like Batista, I don't think you would have got the comedic gold that you have gotten for Peacemaker with John Cena.
It was too organic. Too organic. The fact that the scene that he did when he was naming all those celebrity names wasn't even a part of the script. Like John Cena just kept like naming names throughout. Like that was just improv. He was only supposed to name like 2 or 3. And he went on a whole rant in that scene. Like, and then, the dancing and then the beginning, like, I just feel like John's like I don't know, man. Right choice. Right choice. No offense to Batista. Batista definitely would have pulled something off, but it wouldn't have been to the level of how John Cena executed it.
Yeah, that's perfect casting at the end of the day. Like that's
the perfect cast.
Yep. I think
going fishing next weekend.
I think though, if you would have cast Batista, you know what it would have been? Batista would have been a great peacemaker for Zack Snyder's DC universe. That's what he would have fit into if he'd have became Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like John Cena fits perfectly into James Gunn's new DCU, and I'm looking forward to seeing, everything that he begins to bring to the DCU. Mm-hmm. So now, what do we have next on the agenda? Oh yes,
interesting.
We've gotten through our trending news, and now it's time for a little bit of some fan blasphemy. Now, as y'all know, I be saying some outlandish shit on the internet, and a lot of fans like to tell it to me back. So I thought it was only fair to take people's comments, turn them here, and then put them on the show. So, are y'all ready for today's blasphemous statement?
Let's do it.
I think so. I mean, other than the blasphemous statements Dion made last week, I'm ready.
Hey, I'm sorry I let our private conversations out like that.
Our private conversations, like everybody's demanding, where's the audio? Because I don't have no recollection of these.
I wouldn't do that to a friend.
Conversations.
It was so blasphemous. I didn't even put up a blasphemous statement that episode because he had already covered one.
Pretty much.
I was like, yo, we can skip this.
We know the truth, so that's all that matters.
I don't know what this we shit is.
we know the truth.
We have group chats that say Kayfabe Podcast. Those are the only conversations I have with you, and you barely in those chats anyway. I'm not sure what you talking.
Hey, I give you a thumbs up when I agree.
I've never met someone in a group chat that respond during in work hours. That man's like, look, I'm only responding between the hours of 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. After that, I'm not here.
Right.
I'm not here.
He's clocked in and clocked out.
Hey, yes. Yeah. And it's like clockwork. Like, yo, we're not going to hear from Dion till the afternoon.
But y'all text great. It's you give me time. I appreciate it. So
yeah, we just know what to expect now.
Y'all understand me. I appreciate it.
Yes. But But today's blasphemous statement comes from the Instagram handle cog.222. And their blasphemous statement was, when Bray Wyatt died, he took the darkness with him that no other character can remotely match. I'll put that up as a little ticker for y'all to see. When Bray Wyatt died, he took the darkness with him that no other character can remotely match.
And that's in relation to just the character of all of his characters, essentially the darkness of his.
No, everything, the darkness of wrestling in general. He took it all when he left. Now let's really look into that.
Now that's a crazy mouthful statement.
Give me a dark character on WWE though. Ever since he left, Finn don't do the demon. Undertaker is retired. He go by the badass now.
But the Wyatts are still they still check that box, right?
But do they even remotely match to what he do?
No. Well, they do have this universal thing, so they got the horror coming still.
Again, we enjoy it, but it's like
it's all in Bray's name, so technically it's just it's his legacy that lives on.
Yeah, so it's still an extension of him.
The only other dark, it's Alistair. But it's not. It's a different kind. It's a different kind of dark. He's not
doing it like how he used to. He's not even doing it like how he used to.
Well, I do feel like when we talk about that, we talk about my favorite part of wrestling is the mystical side of wrestling. I feel like Bray Wyatt checked that box too.
The what?
The mystical side of, not mythical, but mystical side of wrestling. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the rapper. I was like, wait.
What was that line he said? If you ever see me fighting a bear, help the bear.
Help the bear!
Ain't he in jail now? But anyway.
Yeah, we won't get into that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But no, like thinking about it, good grief, man. Yeah. There's no lightning, there's no mystical stuff, there's no
all
you said the demon. We don't have the demon anymore. We haven't seen him in years.
That demon got a puppet.
True.
That's disappointing.
We always have had a mystical act in wrestling somehow.
We don't have that no more. We don't have a Kane. We don't have anything. We don't have a Brood.
Where's everybody's like? Where happened to the sense of imagination?
Nah, like they said, I think I can't disagree with this statement that Cog 222 made. I think Bray took all of it with him, and it's gonna take an extraordinary character to get it back.
I mean, such a great mind. Of that character too, for that character.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the element. I'm trying to revisit in my mind like the rollout of everything Wyatt 6 and like how creepy those like QR codes and things were like in those videos with the therapist and stuff like that. Like, but it's not necessarily mystical. It's horror like, but it's not.
Doesn't match Bray. Doesn't match Bray. As much as we enjoy it, it's like, yo.
I mean, of course, nothing's ever gonna match Bray.
Like,
Bray is Bray. Bo Dallas is at the end of the day, Bo Dallas is just carrying on a brother's legacy and he has an attachment to the business, and he's doing what he loves at the same time.
But that's the thing. You don't have that mind there to match that. Like, not to say like where it got to be even, but it's like this is something he left you, but you now have to configure this story. And if we being honest, it's like, yo, you don't have Bray Wyatt's mind.
But it's also just sorry, Will. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's also Bray Wyatt and the character that he developed too. Like that, the Fiend character was huge, man, and it was something. Bray Wyatt was always other than. He wasn't like anybody on the roster with any one of his acts. There was still a spookiness to him, a darkness, like the comment said to him. I just went down the roster in my head as much as I could, and minus the Wyatts just sort of carrying that over, there's nobody on like the psycho scale of that either.
The darkness zone. The darkness.
I mean, aside from Cross, but you all know where that went.
How do you oof. I was like, how do you get it back? Like, what? You're right, Will. There's got to be somebody in the woodwork.
Here's the thing: are we in an era where it can come back?
I think there's a place for it. I always think there's a place for something like that in wrestling.
I think there is. It just depends on the superstar.
But it's not just a superstar though. It's also how do the people around you do it? How do the people around you get to it and get accustomed to it? Like, how does the WWE creative make sure that works properly to tell that story? And then when we live in such an age where people are so offended and so offensive now, like just imagine if they did the scene with Stephanie McMahon latched onto a cross, about to be crucified and let up in the air. Do you know how much flack WWE would get?
That's cancellation status right there. Everybody be like, cancel.
I enjoyed those Undertaker sacrifices.
Man, I don't regret those times.
But look the world we live in. That's what I'm saying.
They already did get a lot of heat for that, but it's different. It was a different time.
Yeah. But that was our blasphemy statement of this episode. So
that's a pretty good one right there.
Yes, y'all can always DM me those as well. We'll probably set up an email too soon where y'all can be able to give those blasphemous statements. And you never know whose is going to pop up for us to be able to take a look at. So we want to keep bringing those in. Mm-hmm. Now, tomorrow.
It's thought-provoking, man. I'm sorry. I'm still in it. It's still thought-provoking. Sorry. It's just a lot to dissect there. Sorry. I let my inside voice outside. My bad.
You good?
I'm good.
You got you
his there was like his inside voice was in another timeline and his outside voice was in another timeline. That's what happened. See what happens when you fuck around with timelines, Dion?
They're just always
and you start spreading lies and shit.
I was asking, like, you may have had something else you wanted to throw out there, is why I was asking.
No, I think I'm done. I'm sorry.
I was like, I thought maybe you had thought of something else that you
it's just pretty thought provoking. That's all. I'm gonna be thinking about it later.
You got your notebook? You got your notebook and your pen? Right. So write it down.
Yes, but let us know in the comments what y'all think about that statement. Now we go get into Worlds Collide, man. AAA, NXT. AAA and WWE, not NXT. WWE have came together for another edition of Worlds Collide in Vegas tomorrow. We have 6 matches on the card. Now, one of the matches, they did not have a card. I could not find one really anywhere. So please forgive me for not being able to sport that for everyone. But one of the cards was an 8-man tag match that's going to be happening as well. Since we're on the card, though, we're not going to cover that. So we're going to move into this first match. Honey.
Oh, Fabi Apache.
Yes, versus Natalya.
The boat. And
it is for the number 1 contendership for the AAA Women's Championship. I don't know what the rest of that say. But it is for the women's AAA Championship. Who walks out as the number 1 contender?
Is this Natty or Natalya?
I want to say it's gonna be Natty. After what I saw at NXT Homecoming, when Fabi Apache was facing another person in the speed tournament, that's who we saw watching her. She had the cornrows, she was in all black with the leather. So I am thinking that Natty will be the person that she will be facing.
Okay. I'll pick Fabi. I'll take her for the dub on this one.
Okay. Honey, your thoughts?
I love the boat. I really do love the boat. But as far as the Queen of Queens Championship, number 1 contenders match, Fabi Apache's, she's legendary in the game in AAA. It's a good look for her and for, to be facing someone like Natalya and vice versa. I like Natalya in AAA, honestly. So this is I know this is going to be a good match for sure, but I'm gonna have to go with Fabi Apache as well.
The boat. Put it asleep. Put it asleep so we can get that match with you and that lady. Put it to sleep, because there's a whole bunch of beef right there between her and the current champion. Okay. It's a lot of beef.
Because they were like stiff in the ring for that one, weren't they?
And they fought each other after the match. Like
they did
started squabbling each other after the match. Yeah. So I know Natalya,
real storyline or real.
I want to say storyline, but it was like the ref and them all had to get in there like, hey, like get off of each other. So Natty wants that match bad. So man, listen, man, Natalya, I'll go against any day. Natty Neidhart.
That's what I mean. It depends on which one she bring it. Because if it's this one, I'm picking Fabi Apache.
Yeah, well, she come out like this. Will you gonna change your pick?
Probably. She come by in that cowboy hat, being a Canadian. I vote against it.
Vice versa.
Ain't no rodeos in Canada. What the fuck?
Yeah, we save the rodeos for Beyonce concerts like Dion.
I didn't say that for her to throw that shot at you, Dion.
Didn't they have like Stampede Wrestling in Canada or something like that?
Trying to deflect. Look at the deflection.
No, I'm just going through history here, man. That's all.
Next card, the AAA Tag Team Championships are up for grabs. The current champion, Psycho Clown and
Pagano,
will be taking on the New Day. New Day making their first appearance in AAA. but who walks out with those tag belts? Will it be the greatest tag team of all time, or will it be the Psycho Clowns walking out?
I ain't gonna lie. Give me the New Day, man.
Same.
Give me the New Day. You want to call? I mean, hey, dub them the greatest tag team of all time. Come through and take your championship out of nowhere on their debut. I'll be here for that.
And
yeah,
they've been mourning too.
Right, stomp a mud hole right through these clowns and call it a day. And they start cursing everybody out in Spanish on their way out.
Yeah, I'm all board. I'm on board for New Day winning this one because they've been mourning the tag team division. So what better thing to do to go and join another tag team division in AAA and be their champion?
Hell yeah.
And they'll get some TV time with those belts on Raw. So yeah, man, I'm picking the New Day for this. I've liked heel New Day more than I thought I would. Okay. Yeah, give me the New Day.
Oh man, they just got these belts though. They just got them, and they just took them off WWE stars.
They just took them off Legato. Yeah,
that is true. But I'm just saying, like for shits and giggles, I'm picking the New Day, man. It's just something I would like to see.
Okay, I gotta go Psycho Clown and Pagano, but I'm in the same boat as y'all. I would like to see them win because the trolling these two would do.
Yes.
Being part of the Spanish promotion and the attire that they would start making to wrap around these belts would be hilarious. So I'm still gonna go with the tag champs going out, but the New Day still has my support.
And don't let Don be going up in there hanging around with the New Day and AAA either. With titles.
So we're going to see what happens tomorrow on Worlds Collide. And then we have the Latino American Championship up for grabs in a fatal 4-way match.
El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
All right. Dragon Lee, JD McDonough versus the Canadian champion, Ethan Page. The title is on the line. When the dust settles, who will be walking out as the AAA Latin America champion?
Who? Okay. So with Ethan Page, I wanted to pick him after I saw his post saying he's turning AAA into AAA. EH.
I didn't even see that.
So off that post alone, I can't pick against that. I'm going to Page, man. I know it's a long shot, but that post there got me. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Yo, here's the thing I know WWE won't do, but I think this would be so dope if they did it. Now, think about it. Imagine if he won the Latin America Championship and then they moved him to SmackDown too, and he won the U.S. title and he had all 3 belts.
Stop it.
You know the amount of trolling he would do.
We would not get the end of it.
I got Canada, I got America, and I got Mexico. That man would be the greatest North American champion of all time.
I love that. I love that so much.
Imagine if they actually did that with Ethan.
That's hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
They basically Chelsea Green him in 3 different promotions.
Yep. And now you got Chelsea going with him too at AAA. Oh, it's a wrap. It's
hilarious.
I'm with Dion, man. I'm gonna have to go my boy Ethan, man. But I feel like Wagner is gonna pin JD McDonough and pick up the win. But I'm still going with Ethan. Honey, your pick?
Might have to go with the champion retaining. I feel like Ethan Page would be close, but it's gonna be like some sneaky pin, and or he's just gonna get him by a landslide. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the champion retaining.
Yeah, that seemed like a very likable clause, but I'm going with like how y'all said the bias fan decision, like the I'm okay with that.
I'm okay. I'll sleep well.
Now, this match, however,
Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana versus Finn Balor and my client Roxanne Perez. The Iguana and the Demon Puppet may clash again tomorrow at Worlds Collide. Who's walking out the winner of this tag match?
Man, honey, do you want to go?
yeah, you could go.
Man, as soon as Mr. Iguana, that Iguana landed on his shoulder the first time I saw him, I've never picked against this man. So, Lola Vice, Mr. Iguana for the dub on this one.
Yeah, I got to go with that too, just because Lola Vice is the number one contender for the NXT Women's title going into No Mercy. I feel like they want to keep promoting that win, and it doesn't hurt Finn or Roxanne to take an L. And I believe they won at AAA when they had their match. So I think for you to give a favorite, like Lola Vice and Missy Iguana need to be able to pick up a win. I'm sorry, Roxanne. But you've had a tremendous week, like your mom's home. So, you know.
That's awful.
What's awful?
That's so sad. I don't think I've ever seen you root against your client.
See, there you go putting words in my mouth. I didn't root.
Well, pick against your client.
I've picked against my client before.
Oh.
It's been rare, Will.
It's just very rare occasion. It's just not something I'm used to. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. I'm being a realistic Randy here with this, okay? Because we got bigger plans for my client anyway. But I don't think she takes the pin though. I really don't think she's gonna take the pin.
I don't think either Finn or Roxanne is taking the pin because I think they're gonna win tomorrow. They're my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Until it only took 63 months. She was on the last cards and deal. And then finally, the main event. Vikingo versus the scumbag of them all. Dominic Mysterio, the AAA Mega Championship is on the line. When it's all said and done, who walks out as champ?
And here we go.
It's an easy pick.
Like, I think this is like the only thing that Dion and I will agree on tonight.
You know what? I'll take that one. I'll take it. If it involves Dirty Dom, I'll take it. Dirty Dom for the win, man.
Yeah, I think that was just like a unanimous decision. I don't think none of we're finna be like, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, yo,
because they've been booing Vikingo, man. They've been booing him.
They have. Vikingo has not been getting the love, and it seems like, yo, man, these people, like, yo, you gotta listen to the people.
You realize this is it, y'all, right? Our boy's growing up. Right before our eyes. He gonna have that Eddie love out there, man.
Hey man, listen, man. When you 20 years in the game like he is, what do you expect? Like, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Intercontinental champion, NXT champion, tag team champion. Like, hey man, if you want AAA to succeed and expand to new heights, the scumbag era has to happen everywhere.
You know what they were always talking about, like looking for like the next Rey Mysterio, just to have like the to check the box on demographics, essentially on like the Dom's right there for it. Like that's their superstar. They've been looking. Alberto Del Rio was one. Like everybody, Sin Cara was one. Like just to get that crowd.
You don't get any next Rey Mysterio, more next Rey Mysterio than that. I mean, it's his son. Like definitely, like,
but he turned into his own man too.
Yes,
he's growing.
Dope. He's growing up. He's right in front of us.
If I be honest with you, he's not the next Rey Mysterio at all. I don't agree with that at all. Dominic is the next step in luchador wrestling.
Mm.
This is what it needs to be. Because if you really think about it, like this is what everybody needs to strive to. This is what Santo Escobar was trying so hard to be and could not figure it out. And the only reason why is because he's short. That was why it just didn't go over during the time of Vince McMahon. But this is what all of these people are trying to figure out: how to be able to connect to multiple audiences, how to be able to either draw in heat and draw in likability. And this is what Dominic Mysterio is doing. This is that future. This is what gives people a blueprint to look at to say, like, hey, I want to be someone that is going to be part of the next generation of luchador wrestling. So you have it in Dominic Mysterio and you have it in Stephanie McCurry. Those two are blueprints to what the next generation and what the next chapter in luchador can look like, where you don't necessarily have to go with the traditional mask. You can have a dope personality without having to go with the face paints or gimmicks. Again, that's no disrespect to any of them, because, you know, that is the culture and it is a lot of fun to watch. But they are showing you how to become the next generation of hybrid luchadors. And the two standing right there is Dominic Mysterio and Stephanie McCurry. So
I don't think you said any better.
I don't dispute that.
Yeah, the scumbag era will reign supreme. But that was our Worlds Collide prediction card. Remember, it will be going on tomorrow. We will be having a watch along on my YouTube channel as well as WWT. So make sure you don't miss out on that, as well as the Women's Wrestling Talk After Dark, where, I mean, I already say some crazy shit on here anyway, but I can say even further crazy shit on those episodes. So you don't want to miss out. Tomorrow, come sit down, check it out with us, watch along, and have some fun. But now it is time to move into our newest segment. All right. Now you have seen that we've had the Honey Pot prediction, where Honey comes in and gives y'all her prediction of Friday Night SmackDown and the shenanigans that may take place. You have seen my new segment where we give fans a chance to let their wrestle blasphemies be heard across the show. And so it is only right that the People's Nightmare gets his own and gets a chance to put his big ass logo up somewhere here on this show. And tonight,
Always one for the dramatics.
Tonight,
gotta have all the pyro, gotta have the dope theme song,
and
timelines.
Here's the shit I'm gonna bring out and let you know. This is why you know it's all about him and his Cody attitude. So we're introducing you to Dion's double take. Everything else been black and white, yet somehow this nigga decides I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm my all-star fandom colors. Everything else black and white. He was like, nah, my 80s colors, like I love.
That's that. Yo, he's trying to treat us like we're Kelly and Michelle, Councilman.
Yep.
Because you know he's all Beyonce on him like liquor.
Yes, he is. Man, shout out to everybody in the chat right now that's joining. Thank y'all for being here. Yeah, we now introduce and hand the mic over to Dion's double take.
Be your own people, man. But But no, like, so this is just going to be either like a journey down memory lane of wrestling, some odd things that we haven't seen before, or maybe have seen, but just hadn't remembered. So we're going to take another look at it. And last week was the 30th anniversary of WCW Nitro. So thought we like, hey, let's take a look back at the very first episode of Nitro. I don't know, we remember a lot of the surprises and stuff from it, but it was September 4th, 1995. First Nitro. I think Raw was either preempted or the Westminster Dog Show had it. So WCW was just by itself, and they came from the Mall of America. Y'all got me laughing too much. Came from the Mall of came from everybody to everybody live from Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. It was a 1-hour show, only had 3 matches. It had some shocking debuts and some other things that happened throughout the night, but pretty much just how a brief history to how WCW or Nitro became a thing. Bischoff was in charge of WCW. Ted Turner gave him an hour on TNT. He's like, what do we need to do to beat Monday Night Raw or be competitive? And they were like, yeah, Eric Bischoff was like, I got to go prime time on Monday night live. And just like that, Ted Turner gave him an hour, which eventually turned to 2 hours, then eventually turned to 3 hours by the time we were all done with that. But again, coming from the Mall of America, looked very different, but did some digging. And Eric Bischoff said the reason that they picked it was because he had an idea of going to Mall of America was a way to have the event really interesting, unique environment without having to worry about being able to put 5,000 to 10,000 people in an arena, because they were really pressed for like crowd, like they couldn't guarantee a great crowd for their first show. So he camouflaged it within all of this, which is pretty smart on his end, because it looks like you got 3 decks of people watching the very first Nitro. So Eric Bischoff, one of the best minds in wrestling, says some wild things sometimes, but we all know why we were really there, because Hogan was opening up a Pasta Mania restaurant in the Mall of America. Cross promotion. That's all we had. That's why we were in the Mall of America at the end of the day. Yes, it looked great, but it's Pasta Mania, man. And in other news, who would eat a pasta? Never mind. Anyway, the commentary team for this one, we had Eric Bischoff, we had Bobby Heenan, and Steve Mungo McMichael doing commentary. I think Mungo had a dog around this time too, a little dog he used to carry around and do commentary with too, or just sit there with him. So it was pretty dope. First match for the card. There was only 3 matches for the first card for Nitro. You had Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Came down to just a roll up. Pillman wins. They shake it out they handshake in the ring. That's the very first match of Monday Nitro. The very first one. Anyway, moving right along, had some debuts in between this as well. So formerly IRS is now Wall Street, and also there were teases for Sabu as well. So I feel like that's pretty dope. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
I'm gonna just mute us. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute us.
That would be great. Will, you're not muted. Anyway, moving right along. Sting versus Ric Flair non-title match for the United States title. But we all know the real reason why we remember this. It ended in a DQ, but it was the surprise return of Lex Luger. Lex Luger worked a WWF house show the night before. And Eric Bischoff, the way that he made sure to keep it under wraps, Lex Luger booked his own flight and his own hotel to keep it off of WCW's books. So it wouldn't leak, which was, again, really dope. And there's a story about this shirt too, apparently, that he still had this shirt up until recently, and he gave it to another up-and-coming wrestler. But the preacher collar, for some reason, they asked him, why did he pick it? He was like, I don't know, I just needed a shirt, essentially. So Lex Luger, there's a fun story. He goes in a little bit more detail for that. But we also had Arn Anderson come back for that, sort of foreshadowing like the start of the 4 Horsemen. And main event, we know what it was. It was Hulk Hogan, Pasta Mania running wild versus versus Big Bubba Rogers. We know him as Big Boss Man. And this one, it ended like you thought it would end. Hogan with the leg drop. But the Dungeon of Doom came out, tried to beat up Hogan. And again, we get Lex Luger coming back out to make the save. And then they make a title match for the next week on Nitro. So they use this as another sort of way of promoting next week's live show. And again, from here on out, they were live for 5 years, I think. Yeah. For Nitro, 5 or 6 years, live every Monday night. Little unknown fact too, Gene Okerlund announced, did I say Luther? Lex Luger, my bad. Got comics on the mind. Did I say Luther? Did y'all pick that up? Anyway, Gene Okerlund announced the Harley Davidson giveaway on the first Nitro as well. But just to get into just a few other things, little inside baseball sort of stuff. Eric Bischoff reportedly put that for the first match so he could showcase the cruiserweight division. So that, and we all know that was a big part of WCW. And he wanted to make sure that there was a surprise on every single Nitro. He did a focus group essentially, asking fans what do they like the most about wrestling, and they just said the overwhelming surprises was their answer. So I think that's why when we look at Nitro, there were so many. But that was the first Nitro live from Mall of America. But I do have a question. If you guys are willing to unmute yourself, 30 years later with Monday Nitro, what's the standout moment or memory from Nitro that you're like, hey, I remember that. That's my favorite Nitro memory. Anybody? Honey, you go first. You got nothing?
Favorite moment from that night was probably
no, I was like Nitro, like the whole run.
Oh, Monday Nitro.
Yeah.
Out of all of that.
Out of all of it.
After all of that.
No. All of the Nitro episodes, like the history of Nitro from beginning to end. In between that, do you have a favorite moment?
Not particularly, no.
Will?
I was about to be very disrespectful, but I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Oh, stop it.
Stop
it. Stop it, man.
No. But on a serious note, when Goldberg won the world championship and was US champ, that was one of my favorite moments. The NWO invasion, watching them like throw Rey Mysterio like a dart into the camera trailer. When they had RoboCop actually on WCW, like they had some really great, like I would even say like it's a debate. I won't give it to them, but I could even say there's an argument to say that WCW had way better celebrity stars than WWE did. Like they had a lot of dope people. Yeah, they had a lot of dope people like make appearances and stuff like that. But I like WCW was just like it was just another version of the Attitude Era for WWE, and it's like a lot of like dope moments. Like I loved whenever Psychosis was on television for WCW, Juventud Guerrero. I love the cruiserweight division in WCW. Like they could go at it. So I love that anytime during Nitro. So those are some of my favorite moments.
I will say anything that had to do with the Flock and Raven, because I enjoyed Raven's matches and the Flock and Billy Kidman and those guys too. You know, Billy Kidman was part of the cruiserweight division for a point in time too, but I don't know why. I always liked the misfits and the outcasts and the weird.
And I know like they had some big moments, like the Goldberg one comes up obviously because he fought Scott Hall that same night too. Mm-hmm. So it was like a tear to, and they were in Georgia Dome too. So that was a dope one. But I think, Courtney chimed in. Jericho's with his 101 holes segment with the list.
Oh yeah, that was the first original list
of Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko was calling himself the man of 1,000 holes. Jericho was the man of 1,001. But my favorite moments was just the cruiserweight division. Like from you want to talk about deep Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis, La Parca, Rey Mysterio, obviously, Conan,
Eddie,
Billy Kidman, Eddie, Dean Malenko,
Jericho.
Yeah, like that. The cruiserweight division for me was must see every Monday night.
Yeah.
So that's what I looked forward to the most. I looked forward to that, and I looked forward to Harlem Heat. Those are my two things that I needed to see within like 2 hours of Nitro. Or 3 when it got to that point.
Really, Dion? Those are the only two things?
I mean, obviously. I mean, we brought up Goldberg, and we know that.
I'm so sorry, but I couldn't help it. Like you said, those are the only two things. But when you have advocated plenty on this show about the man we did not ask for his retirement, and every Monday and kicking ass and spearing and jackhammering.
Well, I didn't want to be same as Will. We've gone through this before. I wanted to pick the other two things that I was super excited about for Nitro.
Oh, okay. Well, because
here's the thing.
I just couldn't.
Those are my work rate matches. Wonderful work rate, great. 5 minutes or less on Goldberg, great as well. He went longer with Hogan, but the cruiserweight division for Nitro really, really sealed the deal for them. That's how they kept up. That's how they helped win along with the NWO. So I don't know. It was a good, fun. Thought it would be a little fun look back at the first Nitro since it's been 30 years last week. So
Wow.
yeah,
That'll make you feel old. Sheesh.
shoot, I was 7.
30 years.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You heard it in the background? That's our youth leaving. Our youth in that truck. Heesh. But is that it for Dion's?
Yeah, that's it for night. Yeah, that's it for Nitro. Pretty much just wanted to go over the first one. Since, like I said, since it's been 30 years, but we'll dive into like some other like obscure stuff that I found too. That won't be so long. I'm still crafting this thing out.
Next week on Dion's PowerPoint presentation.
I can't wait to see what's Honey's segment again that she's got today.
One has to go.
Right.
One has to go.
That's right. She forgot it.
My segment is One Has to Go.
You got it tonight?
No.
Where is it?
But I will have it next week.
You
don't worry about that. You had your time to shine. You had your segment. You're good. I had honey pot predictions. I still have, that would be 2 segments on the show. I wanted to give you more time.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Just saying. I got you next week. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I got you. Just wait. Just wait. Anticipate.
She gonna forget again.
Don't you worry. I will not forget, and neither will you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dion's double take, and I thought it was good to go down memory lane and know that we are 30 years into the first Nitro, a very tremendous and memorable first episode of a big part of our history and wrestling history. So, but now it's time to move into our final segment, and it is time for us to go into the writer's room again. Hopefully both Honey and Dion bring that heat in here. It is time for Kayfabe Podcast Unreal, going into the writer's room. And on today's edition of the writer's room, of course, she has been captivating us all week with her shocking return into the WWE. And of course, that is no one other than the trailblazer herself, AJ Lee. And we, into writer's room today, will be figuring out her road to WrestleMania. So, if you are here live with us, feel free in the comments to throw your ideas out. And we are going to switch the gears, jump into the writer's room. So, here we are. First of all, great to have AJ Lee back. Glad that she is entrusting us with being back on the product. So now we want to talk about getting her to WrestleMania. So we already know we're doing Wrestlepolooza. We're getting that tag team match. So the question is, how do we get her to WrestleMania? What is going to be her match? Now we know that we have a couple of PLEs that we got to get through. We got to get through Crown Jewel. We got to get through Survivor Series. We got to get through Saturday Night Main Event, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, possibly one more Saturday Night Main Event, and then the big show. So, my first question that I have to ask: who's winning the tag match? In your opinion, who are we in agreement of who's going to win the tag match?
I mean, I think we brought her back for this. Becky just joined up. Oh man, dude, does she win her first match back? Does AJ win her first match back? If we're trying to tell a longer story to WrestleMania,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's
either.
where I'm leaning to.
But she does, but she's not going to be the one that takes a pin or anything like
No,
that.
I think Seth Rollins gets another one up on CM Punk.
Yes.
And hits him with another curb stomp and gets the pin.
I agree.
That way you keep AJ clean. AJ's distracted by Becky Lynch, and so that's what cost them the match. And you get the sneaky win.
She's technically not, and she's technically not losing the match or her first match back. It was just a, miscommunication or, just lack thereof on that part. Her and Becky one-on-one, however, when that comes next, because I think that will be next for sure, then she can definitely get the comeuppance on that. But I don't see them coming out of the tag match on top because you have Becky and Seth together. Becky just joined them. They're still trying to establish control. They still have the vision, and you can't rely on Becky and Seth to be honest about their wins going forward. So they're gonna start doing that McMahon Helmsley era type shit.
Okay. All right. So Wrestlepolooza is the 20th, and
this is almost a 7-month build, man. A 7-month storyline to Mania here for her.
Yes.
And she signed a deal. She goes.
Ooh, should we start with where we want this to end and backtrack, or go the way that we're going now?
Well, we stick with where we're at.
Okay, because I'm like, I think we I'm thinking like WrestleMania matches that she could probably have.
Well,
how do we get to that?
Well, because again, we have to build her story. So if we're building her story, if she loses, the next thing is Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel in October.
Okay.
And that's going to be her and Becky.
Is it?
I think it should.
Okay.
One-on-one, I think Becky would be a good first, like, one-on-one for her. I mean, especially given what's going on and how strong they brought this rivalry to be, considering the hatred between Seth and. But I think it's something that they have this one-off, and then eventually they're going to go through it again because they're going to rival just the way Seth and CM Punk are. It's going to be just nonstop and on site with them going forward.
Okay.
So, at least that's what I see.
Dion, your thoughts?
Obviously, it's for the IC title too, because the tease has been there already with her.
I mean, we're in the table, so you're throwing it out there. Is that what we're doing in Perth?
I don't see why not.
And this is October, right?
I don't see why not. Only because they like Dion said, they hinted at it. She already wore it around her waist. She was teasing Becky Lynch with it, acting like she forgot she had it on. Well, she did forget, but
okay.
I think
gives it incentive.
So do we do it that fast? Because the only reason why I asked now, think of how Becky's moving as far as character wise. She gave her the tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Why give her something else?
That's true. She could. I mean, Becky could always go with the finishes that she's been doing lately with that swift, quick roll up and sneak pin. You know what I mean? Get one up on AJ, and like I said, continue the rivalry from there. It doesn't necessarily have to be AJ winning.
True, but also,
title.
Yeah, but I want to take a step. I want to take it a step back and think. I want you to think about Becky's character and how she's moving right now. Becky's scared of her. So why would Bex put her title on the line? How do we get her to say, hey, if we're going to do this at Perth, why does she go for it? Because in looking at it in Becky's eyes, Becky will probably feel that she does not deserve a title shot.
True. And that's her, her character is entitled to doing that. Mm-hmm. But
so we got 3 weeks before Perth.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's going to be the match, paint me the picture of how we get there.
Do you run a number one contenders? Because right now, aside from AJ, Becky has no contenders for her championship at the moment.
No, not really, no.
So if you do run I could see AJ asking to be in some form of a number one contenders match after losing at Wrestlepolooza. And she wins that number one contenders match to get to Becky.
Well, being that the vision is the vision, I feel like Becky and Seth's thing going forward is going to be desperate times call for desperate measures. And maybe Becky will have something up her sleeve.
Again, paint me the picture. If it's AJ Lee versus Becky for the IC title with a 3 week of promotion, how do we get there? How do we get there? We're at the September 22nd Monday Night Raw. We got 3 Monday Night Raw before we get to Perth.
Yeah, I think she gets in that. She gets in a number one contenders match, and then you have 2 weeks, I guess, before to sort of hype that match up a bit more. But I don't know how else we would get her there if Becky won't give her a shot. She's got to earn it.
So here's the thing. Here's what I also throw out there. Who should be AJ's first singles match if you're doing a number one contendership? Who right now is the first person AJ Lee steps in with as her first singles match? Or is, again, that's something you say for Perth and we give 3 weeks of promo?
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of multi-person matches too, to sort of crown number one contenders as well, or to just make the matches more competitive. It still wouldn't be her one-on-one match. It's a singles match, but it's not like her first one-on-one back. That could still be reserved for Becky.
Okay. So now then another thing too is we know crazy is her superpower. Do we run it back and she steals her title again?
And that's how she forces a title match?
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, now it's just between the two of them. You know, you can see a promo of, hey, no husbands here. It's just you and me now.
Yeah.
Or is that too cliche with what we just saw?
I mean,
I don't think it's cliche. It's just that they both could sell it well enough, and I feel like pretty much the match would write itself. Like they both know how to deliver on the mic. They both know how to hype the crowd up to get people to look forward to seeing it. And, you know, considering the fact that AJ's back after 10 years, people are going to want to see this eventually. Even maybe like a cat fight on the very last Raw before we get into the next event, before they get to see each other's singles match. You know what I mean?
As bland as this might sound too, after however they win at Wrestlepolooza, because again, I think there could be like some shenanigans there.
Well, no. Remember writer's room. We decided that are we in decision that Seth and Becky wins?
Yes, I think so, right?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So if they win, we're looking at the broader scope of what this is. If Becky is afraid of AJ Lee, Becky's not just going to give her a shot.
Is it?
Becky's going to try to prolong this. So I don't want us to beat us over the head of fully getting to that, but if that's the shot that we have to give them, and we're trying to get that at Crown Jewel, do we just go, hey, an Adam Pearce route? And
that's what I was just about to say. It sounds bland a bit, but AJ could go to Pearce that night after Wrestlepolooza, say what happened there. She wants her one-on-one, and he makes the match for the IC title.
Because
it's not a fantastical way of getting there, but it gets us there.
And it's not far-fetched because he's already pissed off with Seth and the way the Vision's been handling things and what they did with Roman and everything like that. So he's pretty much over it with Seth. And Seth and Becky are walking around now like they have all the control and they think they do. But Adam Pearce is definitely going to pull the rug out from under them. And he can make that match for sure.
And that way you save her in ring by herself until that match.
Okay. And if it's three Monday Night Raws, we got that's one. We got 3 weeks where you got 2 times someone can look strong between AJ and Becky, and another time where the other one can look strong. moving into the home show. I'm not mad at that. I don't really have no notes on that one. So are we in agreement with that?
I am.
I think so. Because I'm still just trying to think of like other ways to get there. But if we want to save her for that, that's the best way to get her the crown jewel.
Okay.
Because Becky's doing a great job with that title.
Mm-hmm.
It's 22nd through October.
I feel like that. I mean, obviously, this is more so about AJ's journey, and the fact that she signed a deal now. Like, I'm sure all the women in the back are just clawing at the bit to just want a chance to like be able to get in the ring with her too. So this whole run could turn out to be great.
Do we do a contract signing in these 3 weeks?
With her being back, yeah, I think that's an easy segment to sort of start.
Maybe add a little crazy stipulation, since crazy is her superpower.
I don't think we jump too much too fast.
I think if we get another one or two with them, I think that's when you pull the trigger on a stipulation, probably.
Because this is where it needs to be, like where you showcasing the skill, like this generation versus the old generation, and you get to give, because again we'll get those callbacks of AJ instead of it throwing of where we need to figure out how to do this spot with a chair, how to do this spot with a kendo stick. Like, we want some of her old favorites first before we start unleashing that.
So you figure by like War Games or even like Rumble for them to have like a stipulated match.
Yeah, something like that. So we're going first 3 weeks. Becky Lynch promo, contract signing week 2, another promo, and then we getting ready for Perth that Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we in agreement in?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then
Hey, Will, when you get finished typing, can you run down the pay-per-views left too? Or the PLEs that are left?
Yeah.
Again.
The next one is Survivor Series War Games, and then Saturday Night Main Event.
Okay.
Then we have Royal Rumble. I'm gonna say Elimination Chamber. Then we might have another Saturday Night Main Event, just so, because they said it's gonna be quarterly, and then WrestleMania.
Okay. That helps me out. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So so we have her going for okay.
Seeing them written out kind of made it harder.
That's the reason why he be saying, yo, y'all talk all this shit. You getting right. Listen, either this going to be a fantastic it's going to be a fantastic rendition of it, or hey, it's about to be very problematic, man. Mayor, feel free to chime in, Courtney as well, and both of y'all, when this goes off the air, like if y'all, I'll send y'all the link. It don't matter. I'll send y'all the link just in case. Okay, so we're now Perth. We're now at Perth. Title on the line. Who wins?
Between AJ and Becky.
Who else, honey?
I'm just making sure.
Who else?
Literally, only two people when we talk about for the last 15 minutes.
I'm just making sure.
I know she not finna ask, but I think she finna ask. This shit is like so between these two people.
Just making sure we're still talking about the same people. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay.
So who goes over?
Man, first match back. First singles match back. Be good for a title change around that time too. For Crown Jewel, at least. Let's put. I'm thinking about putting it on AJ. I think that adds the wrinkle. I think that adds the wrinkle to their rivalry that's different than CM Punk's and Seth. I think there's some parallels still, but I think it still needs to be something has to be different with their rivalry, unlike something different. So her winning it would be obviously the change from Punk's and Seth, but yeah, I got her winning it still, I think. Should she win it? First singles match back?
That's a good question.
Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows. Six big shows left to Mania. Well, 5 and then Mania.
Yeah.
Do we think that AJ is on a run where do we want to make her run be about titles, or do we want it to be about moments? I think that's pretty much what's really in question.
I think you need a balance of both. She needs to be a part of the lineage, but we need to create moments.
So, okay, Will, sorry.
Oh no, that was it. I was saying we need to find a balance between titles and moments.
In a world, is there a chance? And I know we're still on Survivor Series. We're still on Crown Jewel. She did hold that Divas title. It'd be great to see her with another piece of gold around her waist, like the women's title down the road during her story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I put her over though with the Intercontinental title with Becky.
There's got to be like a one-upsmanship somewhere. There's got to be, because
I feel like something else has to happen in order to come in between that. It has to be something that affects Becky and her in order for that to happen. Where to the point where, like, say, and I'm just going to throw this out there because we've seen the videos on Raw. Bayley has been talking a lot about making things right and things like that. I wouldn't be opposed to having Bayley be the X factor that kind of ruins this journey for both Becky and AJ. It also gets her back into the Intercontinental picture. You know, if we want to go that route with her, see where this new persona is bringing her. You know what I mean? Maybe she attacks Becky and ruins it for AJ, which could then lead to maybe Bayley versus AJ going forward at another point in time. Because like I said, if you really want to make the rivalry with AJ and Becky kind of like Seth and Punk, you have to let that ride out. There has to be a lot of shenanigans involved with their stuff, other interferences, people in the way, because you saw how it's been with CM Punk's journey just to get to a title and then had it taken away from the very man that, very man that he hates. You got to build up to that hate, that kind of hatred too. So, I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know what y'all think about that, but that's...
So the question is, how long do we want this Becky rivalry to last, though? Because I would figure after the tag match, there's some type of redemption in that of getting her lick back from Becky for messing with her husband. Even if they do lose the match, they could still be the ones left standing in the ring being cheered. Mm-hmm. So when we get to Perth, I just want y'all to just think, if you decide you letting AJ go over, how long does AJ have this title?
Yeah, man, because War Games the next one. If they're single, if they go for it again, that takes them out of any War Games matches. But I don't think they would have been in a War Games match anyway. Like they wouldn't be a part of a team anyway, unless we wanted to make them a part of a team.
I feel like the War Games match is getting kind of set up between Rhea and Asuka, and kind of team being built there.
Yeah,
is what I'm starting to see form there, because now that Rhea's messing with Nikki, and you're gonna probably have a few other ones that Asuka's gonna bully.
And then Io's gonna have to choose which side.
Yeah.
I think I'm just so pressed to give her first singles win, being back. I think I'm blinded by that a bit. For her to win at Crown Jewel, she could a month hold it to Survivor Series and lose it. That closes out the year, Saturday main event. And then we're right at Rumble in January.
Again, paint me the picture. We had Perth.
Yeah.
Paint me the picture of, if you want her to have the IC title, where do you see it going?
This is a tough one, man. This is because here's the thing: we want that Becky and AJ rivalry, but during this time too, I wanted to mix it up with the rest of the roster too. So it's just like what makes sense.
So then build it
Mania.
up. So then build up the rivalry like CM Punk didn't win all the time. CM Punk didn't win no titles on his first match back or anything like that. Even like whether he won or lost, it was just about CM Punk being back. It's all about AJ Lee being back. That's what everybody really wanted. Now we're just going to enjoy her while she's here. So why not write it out that way?
So
let's give some disappointments on the way too.
Can we get the title off Becky then?
Here's a question I'll throw out there. Does the title need to be on the line?
No.
At Perth?
No.
I don't know, man. She's warranted it. And I think I can't get that image out of my head either. She's warranted.
Think about Becky's character. Think about Becky's character. If we decide, because again, billing just the both of them in Perth is a big enough draw.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, especially if she doesn't win at Wrestlepolooza, there's no reasoning outside of being the legend that she is to get a match. But if she pins her at Perth, that extends this rivalry and then extends it to where we do get a title on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of like a next time we're up against each other, I'm taking that.
Because really, that's their first time going at it. If you think about it, Perth is their first match.
Yep.
The tag match is a tag match, so it's an intergender. It's one of those. It's a mixed tag match, so that's technically not her first women's division match.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if we're doing a long run with AJ, do we immediately put a strap on her?
My thing is I don't want to force feed it. I want to slow cook it.
So I don't think the title should be on the line at Perth. I think it should be Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee.
I'm good with that. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt either one if any of them lose. Like I said, if you want to throw in an X Factor and throw in Bayley in there just for some shenanigans and to create also a new rivalry and rekindle an old one with Becky, you can do that. And then you have more than one contender already for the Intercontinental title, not to mention all the other women that are in the division currently.
So, thoughts on the Perth match? What is it going to be?
Yeah, I can do the no title. I think
Dion's sweating over there.
Well, it's just like I'm.
He done seen him with that title on. He's like, I can't get it out my head.
Is that, and it's like a good little piece of foreshadowing. You know what I mean?
This is true. But if you blow
later,
if you blow your load now, then what's left for her? Because you got to think about it too. Survivor Series is November 29th. And so Perth.
Oh God, that far in that's Thanksgiving weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shoot.
You got 7 weeks of promotion.
Damn.
That's 7 weeks to promote Survivor Series. So then what y'all are talking about is the whole number one contendership match that could be had with AJ Lee, where you start seeing these things.
See her going at, you see AJ versus Roxanne, AJ versus,
hold on,
Kyrie, or AJ versus Io, or
any of these people.
AJ versus.
There's a good little gap in time to get those to get a few of those matches in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we know she didn't just come back to talk. So are we in agreement that the Perth match will be just a regular match?
Yep. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if we're going to Survivor Series, once again, we have what? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 weeks. That's 7 Raws before we get to Survivor Series.
Jeez.
But I think this is where you start to draw again. You start to draw out being able to get that match ready. So you have your contract signings, you have all of that stuff ready to go. You have your number, like you said, if you want to have a number one contendership match, and especially on Raw, that does great numbers for Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm. And it gets everybody some good TV time.
Then that allows Becky to be the heel that she is. No. Just because you picked up a win doesn't mean you just get a title shot. You got to earn it. And then that's when you see Adam Pearce come out and say, hey, you know what? You are absolutely right. So here's what we going to do. Yeah. So do we we got 7 weeks. I think that's more than enough to do some matches to where it's kind of like a tournament where we get down to like a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
So tournament for the women's IC.
Yeah. Because like you said, there's no one really competing for it. So this is a great way for us to see who's going to be in that mix. And then you get to throw some other people into the mix that also lead into the Survivor Series thing. So this is where we can possibly see another AJ Lee versus Nikki. Or AJ, and then again, you can have what you said is a returning Bailey. If you want.
They get like a 8-person bracket with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that get us through 7 weeks?
Well, it would have to be. So you could do you could do 2 matches for each week. So week 1 is 2 matches, week 2 is another 2 matches, week 3 is a fatal 4-way. Then that way you have 4 more weeks to promote. So let's say AJ Lee does win. So now you have a promo with Becky Lynch, then you have another promo with AJ, you had a contract signed, and then you had a homecoming show.
Here we go.
Are we including SmackDown roster too for IC title?
No, just Raw.
I'm just asking. I didn't know questions were bad to ask.
Dion, did she smoke before she came in the writer's room again?
I don't know, man.
It's a U.S. title over on SmackDown.
I'm just trying to get to WrestleMania, man.
Why would they be over there?
Because sometimes they bring people over to fill in for the matches. That's all.
Well, the LA Knight and Alistair, who LA Knight got traded for somebody, so that's how he ended up in that. So they made like trades, I guess you could say, or move shows. Damian Priest, I think that was the trade.
Yeah,
or the switch.
It was LA Knight for Damian Priest.
Yeah. So them doing that, that's the only reason that has. But I think Raw has enough on a roster to do this. Raquel has been killing it. Could see her in a lot more stuff too.
Yep.
But yeah, they got enough on the roster to pull this off and make some really good matches. And
then it can feed to stories. So say for instance, like Asuka goes up in a match and stuff like that. There's some interference with like Rhea or something like that, and that costs her the match.
Yeah, that could be sort of like our branching storylines there. Like we use that tournament to progress those other stories too.
Yeah, that leads us into a fatal 4-way. So, are we in agreement of the tournament feel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the question is, what are the 4 matches?
So you brought this up, Will, with where we're sort of leading with war games with those groups. Because if we were doing a war games, just hypothetically, if we were doing a war games match based on what we know now, who would be in that for the women?
So before we get there, we have to include others. So right now we know that Rhea is 5 people per match.
You can't, and you can't have war games without Rhea and Io. They're the queens of war games.
So okay, but again, we already know those people there. So technically, we have 3 on one side, which would be Io, Asuka, and Kairi. Then, if you wanted to, you have Rhea and Nikki Bella. So what can happen is one match can be either Lyra versus Asuka or Kairi, and then of course you have that bullying tactic going, but that adds Lyra now. So now it's 3 and 3, and that gives Lyra something to do leading into war games.
You also have Bailey.
Well, we don't.
If she comes in
again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that part.
Because I think that's how you form your bracket. You form your bracket around
the Survivor Series, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say Lyra. Do you want to do Lyra versus Asuka, or do you want Lyra versus Kairi? Which one would give the better performance match?
I think Kairi would be the better one for that. I think so.
I feel like no, I don't. I feel the opposite. I think Lyra and Asuka.
Does Asuka win though?
I think she should.
But if we're trying to get Becky and AJ there, I don't want to see Asuka as another runner-up in the tournament.
Well, true.
I'd rather
maybe not Asuka then.
I'd rather see Kairi get it. Lyra wins, and then Asuka attack her, and then Lyra loses it in the fatal 4.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to see Asuka lose a match, because now we're building her up stronger and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like I would rather see it with Kairi than her.
True.
Sure.
Okay. So we have that. That's match 1. You said Raquel Rodriguez. I would love to see her get her shine, but who would she go up against?
Just someone that makes sense, right?
Well, AJ's in here too, isn't she?
Yeah, but I want to keep them interactions with her and Roxanne and them as far for right now. I want the concentration to remain on Becky.
You sure?
Yes. My client does not. Yeah, we holding out on my client for right now. The interaction needs to happen at the Rumble.
But
y'all not gonna shoot my client's load quick.
I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just saying, just like as a 6 degrees of separation kind of thing, where she's by Raquel's side, not necessarily in it.
Well, here's the thing. You also have to think too. We have no idea what they're going to do with Roxanne.
Sure.
And again, this is Roxanne's mother, so you have to build some stuff like that a little bit.
So then Raquel and Nikki.
Nikki Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Well, here's the question: are you letting Raquel go over?
I actually am.
I think Nikki needs to be in that fatal 4 with AJ. Because we could do a good blend of nostalgia.
I see what y'all are doing here. I got it.
Well, no, so I agree. So, but I would put Nikki with another match.
Okay.
What about Ivy now versus Raquel?
Let's put her in there.
Bro, that wasn't even a name on my mind. Wow. I
think
forgot.
especially in this IC title run. So
Yeah.
So that could be week one tournament. And then the other two, like you said, Nikki Bella. You got Nikki Bella.
She just got beat by Asuka.
She asked for a round two.
She did. That's right. Is that how we do it?
But then Nikki go over. So yeah. But that also again, it also leads to another thing of attacking her after the match. Rhea comes out to defend. And we start picking that up a little bit.
Or Io tries to come out and help Asuka and it backfires, therefore fueling that fire a little bit.
Either way. Who else is on the Raw roster?
I mean, Maxine Dupree going in there and taking a pin would be an easy one for someone. To move them through the tournament, unfortunately for her, but I think having her in a tournament like this would help save some people, I guess. You still got Natalya too.
I was about to say Natty, but you don't want to oversaturate it to where the fatal four-way is all them. But she most likely would have to go in there. So yeah, it'd have to be a Maxine Dupree.
Are we bringing back Bianca yet?
Bianca's on SmackDown.
She'd be SmackDown, yeah.
I don't know who's where anymore.
Where you at? We don't know where you at right now.
I'm thinking about women on the roster on both sides.
She's still back on the first Nitro.
Nobody's thinking about the first Nitro except you and your PowerPoint.
She's thinking about her watch along tomorrow. She's like, what about Nikki Cross? Like, why come out of SmackDown's hole? Come over here to Raw. Come over here.
So how does it look right now? How does the bracket look?
Lyra versus Kairi Sane, Raquel versus Ivy now, Nikki Bella. That's two faces, though.
Is this where you put in her and AJ as a teaser?
I ain't gonna front. I say Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee.
To start off like that?
Because you could always eventually get them to fight one-on-one at another time. On a grander stage.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, and Nikki's in that IC title reign right now. Like, that's where she's looking to be. That's where they placed her. Because if she was to go up against Maxine, that's an easy win. That's the problem.
And plus, I don't know if I'm going to like the way that match looks anyway.
Exactly. So
Nikki and Maxine might be a little messy.
I mean, you could put Ivy now with Maxine too.
Yeah. Okay, Ivy Nile and Maxine.
And then Raquel and Nikki instead of Raquel and Ivy Nile.
Don't they? I mean, there's some beef there, right? With Nikki and Raquel a bit. Or is there?
Okay, so here's my question. With everything Bayley's been building up to, is this tournament the best way to get her to come in?
A lot of things that she needs to undo or make right have a lot to do with the women on this list in this tournament. I don't see why not, which is why I was throwing her name out there.
But does that give it the pop that we need?
I don't think she cares about pops going forward.
Well, I think this is essentially a vehicle to get AJ to Becky.
Yeah. So I think Asuka. I think we need to run back Asuka and Nikki Bella.
Okay.
Run back Asuka and Nikki Bella.
Okay. And then Nikki goes over.
And
then Nikki's going over on that.
Oh no.
I would.
If you guys want her in that final four.
Yeah, I think having
lost
her
to Asuka last week.
Because if we're thinking about that final four of who we want to get in there, we want to get AJ there. I think having Nikki in there is a good look for both of them.
Bailey in there
as Divas champions.
Bailey in there's a X Factor, and she's also a former IC champ.
Yeah, I think you gotta say Bailey these vignettes every week. I think you bring her after this.
I think I got it. I think I semi got it. Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez, AJ Lee versus Asuka. That's AJ Lee's returning match.
Versus Asuka.
Crazy.
I can get down with that.
Crazy versus crazy right now. That's a heater of a match. And then with all the stuff that's going on for her to pick up the victory, and that's where you call out War Games.
And you got your women already set for war. Yeah. I'm cool. That works.
Okay.
Unless you have somebody different, or if these four women, these 8 women need to be swapped around in some way. So we got Lyra versus Kyrie, we got Raquel versus Ivy Nile, we got Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez, and we got AJ Lee versus Asuka. Do you feel somewhere these things can change up?
Say those again one more time. Lyra
versus Kyrie, Raquel versus Ivy Nile, Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez, AJ Lee versus Asuka.
I'm not opposed to that because no, I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Oh, and just keep in mind too, this is a two-parter. We're not doing all this on one episode. On this,
I was gonna say it's 7 months here.
No. In this episode, we're getting to Saturday night main event. We're getting the Saturday night main event, and then we will finish the next year on the next episode. Just to let y'all know. Otherwise, we're gonna be here 4 hours.
I know.
I gotta get up work in the morning.
Okay,
I the way I keep bringing up SmackDown shit. Nikki Cross, SmackDown. Oh yeah,
I know Nikki Cross is like.
Oh, we bringing back Bianca. She's on SmackDown.
I know we like Raquel. She's gonna go over it with Ivy. She'll. I don't know. I don't know why I won't put Maxine Dupree in her place for a tournament like this, because we know where we're getting. We know the end game for this tournament. Yeah. But then it changes the final. No, let's just keep it. Let's keep it.
Here's the thing of what you're saying. I get it, but in what you're talking about, she's not ready. And if anything, you'd put Natty in this situation before you put Maxine.
Maxine Dupree.
These are too many heavy hitters to where it's too, and this is no disrespect to Maxine, but with the people we have in here, it's too lopsided. Because if you put her with Nikki, it's not going to be a great match.
It's not, yeah.
Asuka is going to be a blowout. Anyone else she's with, like maybe Kyrie, but she can't go total. She can't go blow for blows with Kyrie. It's going to be a powerhouse squash with Raquel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, unless it's just supposed to be an easy victory, that's the reason why I would not include her in this.
Gotcha. That works. Yeah, that works.
So are y'all okay with this?
Yeah.
So now the question is, who goes over in these matches? Let's start with Lyra versus Kyrie. Who goes over?
We could tease a little bit. I wouldn't mind putting Lyra over.
I think Lyra should go over.
Was
Lyra.
a former champ. She got to make it out of the first round.
She needs and Kyrie needs to do something to piss Asuka off.
Oh,
hold on. Lyra can't go for this title.
She can't compete for it.
She can't compete for this title.
Becky has it.
Yeah, she can't compete for it. Becky has it. Damn.
Yeah.
She can't compete as long as Becky has it. So we got to take her out. Damn. Ooh.
I feel like we thought about that at the exact same time, Will. Like, wait a minute.
You said Lyra going over, and I was like, why doesn't that sound right? Why doesn't that sound right? And I was
Lyra's not going over then.
Do you use this opportunity to put in? Kiana James is still on the roster.
She's on SmackDown.
Oh, they need to update this then.
Yeah, she's Julia's manager.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they need to update
roster.
Again, Maxine Dupree is still there.
But also too, though, I don't mind Natty versus Kyrie.
Be better than Maxine. Let's put Natalia. Let's switch out Natalia for Lyra.
Okay. So Natty versus Kyrie.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Man, that takes Lyra just completely out of the game here, man.
Lyra can have an encounter with one of them backstage, and then that's
but
War Games.
It's just interesting what you could do with her during this time too. It could be unique. But yeah, I think that's the bracket now.
Okay. So between Natty and Kyrie, who goes over?
I think for that one, I'm going on the other side. Kyrie is going over Natalia on that one. For me, I think. Because how do we have our brackets? Who's where?
You have Natty versus Kyrie, Raquel versus Ivy, Nikki versus Roxanne, AJ versus Asuka.
Raquel and Kyrie, that'd be
again, we can switch some of this around. That's what I'm saying. Out of these 8 women, do we need to flip the matches?
I think they're the best combinations of what we have. Because there's a little story within some of them, and then that's how you break up and get a few of them to War Games too. Yeah.
I think the fact that Lyra can't compete with this just kind of like frustrated me a bit.
It would have been easier having her in it, but she can't compete. She can't compete.
Or she can't compete for it, or she can't challenge Becky for it while she has it. Which one is it?
As long as Becky has that title, there's no shot at her future.
Yeah.
So even if she won a number one contenders match,
that doesn't mean she still can't fight somebody for it, and then we write her to lose. No.
But then that's more of a storytelling giveaway, because then either we're discrediting the rule of her losing and you put her in there, then it's like, okay, well, she obviously can't get this and then get a match because the situation was she couldn't have it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be us completely ignoring that. Then that kind of, gives us blowback on not keeping consistency storyline wise. I like the matches that we have. If I did have to say something, though, I would switch the Kyrie and Ivy. I would go Natty versus Ivy and Raquel versus Kyrie.
I think that would be a little better.
Because
there's more parity there.
There is. And then you have Juggernaut versus the Flyer.
And then all the technical wrestling on the other side.
Yeah. And submissions and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
of course, test of strength.
Yeah. And then you got Nikki going up against Roxanne, and then AJ going up against Asuka.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
We good with that? Dion, not
Leon,
No, no, I'm just
Leon trying to have a 3-hour show.
sorry. I'm just thinking. It's AJ and her first match is Asuka, but that's what the roster is now. So
Imagine AJ Lee putting the Black Widow on Asuka.
This is the only time. This is the only time that works right now because of where Asuka is currently.
Maybe Io tries to help and it backfires.
yeah, this is probably the only time you'll be able to really get that in before Mania 2.
Exactly.
To make it mean anything.
Exactly. And who better than the Empress of Tomorrow, who's claiming she's the best in the world, who's also acting crazy as hell, to go up against the epitome of crazy.
And then it will make her even more unhinged afterwards because she's gonna lose her shit on Kyrie and Io, and War Games is gonna be nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I think we're good.
Okay. So who wins versus Natty and Ivy now?
I'm gonna put Natty in there. If y'all want that nostalgia in the Final Four, I'm putting Natty in there. Natty, Nikki, AJ, Bailey. Just to throw it out there.
Bailey not in this tournament.
Oh well, no, she's not yet.
Yo, honey, drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Is drunk.
I'm not drunk. I didn't even have a drink. I was drinking soda.
I don't know what that was in that glass you had. The way you was pouring it looked like some wine.
It was Coca-Cola, and I would never drink wine in a glass, in a Steelers glass. Never. You'll never catch me drinking wine in
She had us
this.
She had us up Cali Mocho is what she had.
No.
That's what she had. She just called me. She over there drinking Cali Mocho.
Oh man.
All right, so Natty goes over. Raquel versus Kyrie. Who wins?
I'm moving Raquel there. I think you need some power in the end game there. A juggernaut, if you will.
Big Mommy Cool it is. I thought the juggernaut was Jordan Grace, but okay.
Well, I said a juggernaut, if you will, like, you know, on that scale.
Okay. Nikki Bella versus Roxanne.
Hey, get Nikki that win there.
Right. You can't touch.
Still terrible.
You want to keep those interactions with AJ and Roxanne away. So
fucking right.
Because it could easily be somewhere else in the Saturday Night main event or something. Yeah, but there you go.
Okay, and AJ Lee goes over Asuka.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's a hell of a win back.
Hey. Start off strong, man. She went with Becky. Why not go after Asuka? Okay. All right, and then we have what? We did have like a couple of weeks of promos, contract signing.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Cat fight at the contract signing.
Yeah, and then the homegoing show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're at Survivor Series, and we said for Survivor Series, the title will be on the line.
Yeah.
All right. Survivor Series will have AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Title on the line. Okay. Who wins?
I mean, it's tough for me to see someone going through a tournament and not winning, but I mean, it just happened to Jade, so I don't know anymore. So I would love for this to be AJ's moment because he went through that gauntlet of a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's hard for me again think of doing a tournament and not crowning the new person through that tournament. So I'm picking AJ for that one. It's Survivor Series. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more shows until 4 more PLEs to Mania. So that's a lot of time to do a lot of stuff with her as champion.
I agree.
New title defenses against other people.
So we have AJ Lee going over?
I do.
Honey?
Does that make sense, though, for Becky in the long run?
In my mind, I would love for Becky to move on from the Intercontinental title.
Especially what she's having, this is the perfect way to get her ready for her road to WrestleMania, because now she can be pitching for, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. If she doesn't do that, we go into the Elimination Chamber, depending on who wins the Royal Rumble. And that may mean the world title is on the line. Because wait, who?
It's vacant.
Charlotte won. Wait. Charlotte won. And she chose WWE, so the world heavyweight had to be decided. They might flip that this time, and they might make it the women's WWE. We'll get to that because that's our career.
Because my thought is like in my mind, I got a visual picture of Becky and Seth both with those same titles.
Exactly, and I feel like that's the road that you want to get to. Mm-hmm. So taking it off of AJ Lee keeps her occupied, but also helps her build that division up, which I think is something that can work very well.
And we get some cool matches throughout that time too.
Yeah.
For AJ.
Because to be honest too, after that, it's 2 weeks then to Saturday Night Main Event. And to be honest with you, I don't think AJ needs to compete.
No,
that's too quick. Yeah.
I don't think she needs to compete, especially with it being John Cena's last match.
Oh yeah, we don't need her on the card for that.
Well, I wouldn't say not have her on the card. The reaction, I would definitely say have the two of them interact with each other.
No match, but yeah.
Yeah.
No match, interact with John. Also, maybe bring a next potential opponent out for her.
No, you can say that for Monday. That way you give people the reason to watch Monday Night Raw for that.
Okay.
Again,
Saturday Night Main Event is only an appearance.
Yeah, we can make it an appearance. Outside of that,
that's a long time. I was like, is that when we bring Bailey back? But that's a long ass time now since I looked at the calendar.
Back before that.
Yeah, that's a long time to do vignettes and keep her off TV.
She might come back for War Games. To be honest, she might hit War Games back in a different way outside of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got her coming for an appearance. That's on the 13th. Then we had 2 more weeks. That's just holiday. So I don't does she do something crazy and do an open challenge to end the year out?
I don't know, man. I think for Saturday Main Event, this one it's all about John.
No. I mean afterwards. I'm saying to close out December.
After that.
Yeah. Because remember, you want to have you got the last Raw of the year of 2025. And if that women's title don't get put on the line, a title should be put on the line. Or is it the title get put on the line for the New Year's edition of Raw, like they did last year, where they had titles on the line like that?
I think you said for the new year. I think we get out of this year unscathed, and then we go into next year with it.
Okay.
Or we save it for next year.
Not mad at that. Thoughts, honey?
I agree. I'm good with that.
Okay, so just to recap, and then we'll close up. We're ending 2025 with from the Monday Night Raws from September 20th all the way to October 6th. It'll be AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch promo run. Promos. Then we go to Crown Jewel Perf, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. with AJ Lee going over for that one. Then we get into our tournament for the IC title, which would be Natty versus Ivy Now, Raquel versus Kairi Sane, Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez, AJ Lee versus Asuka. And that'll lead to a fatal four-way with Natty versus Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Bella, and AJ Lee, with AJ Lee taking the victory. Then that'll lead us into promos, contract signings, another promo, homegoing show. And then we have Survivor Series, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, Women's Intercontinental Championship. AJ Lee goes over, gets the belt, an appearance at Saturday Night Main Event, and then we close out 2025.
And the reason we didn't just do a number one, make essentially after Crown Jewel with Becky, and she takes the loss. AJ's not getting a title match because of Becky saying like, "Hey, you gotta do more" or something like that. She's stopping her from getting it. That's where we bring in Pierce for the tournament.
Yes.
Okay.
Boy, you can tell y'all tired.
Well, it's I'm just
this wore y'all out right here, boy. This writer room wore y'all ass out.
When I wrote it,
It's so
months.
To be honest, I had no idea which way this one was gonna go, and it kind of like I had a different kind of mindset for it, but then it went different because of all the scenarios and things that we put.
No, I can tell.
I had to consider. I was like, oh shit, I didn't think.
I can tell this flexed y'all brain on this. Y'all wasn't ready for this. Y'all like,
no, definitely not.
That's what the writer.
Right, because you want to be careful with her too. Like you want her to have a good run, also. Mm-hmm. Like you just don't want to just throw her in the wolves either. You want to make it smart and strategic.
Yeah, I don't need her blowing her again. We don't need to jump the horse too quick. So that's what I say. Like I think this puts her in a solid start to the run. It gets her acclimated with people, and then even after she wins the IC title, there's still other matches that can happen if she chose to. So, but I think that's a fantastic way to come to the end of our writers' room. So we appreciate y'all checking in and tuning in. Be sure to check back with us next week. We're going to be continuing to jump in the writers' room to figure out to get the official road to WrestleMania for AJ Lee and what that's going to look like. But let us know in the comments below what you think of our first edition of the AJ Lee run to end out 2025. Again, we will put up a graphic the next time we get in here just to recap so y'all know exactly where we got to and how we got here, because we'll be coming up with the Raw New Year show and what will happen then. So thank y'all for checking out another episode of the Kayfabe Podcast. Please remember to like this video, comment on this video. From all the trending news, the honeypot predictions, the Dion double take, our predictions for Worlds Collide, as well as the Wrestle Blasphemy. Be sure the more comments y'all give and the likes that y'all give, it helps us in being able to keep doing this. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to where it keeps building this so we can get it monetized again, so we can start doing super chats, member only videos, the whole shebang. And then make sure you go to crownandcloak.shop, purchase merch. That is how you best help support the channel, so eventually I can pay these two motherfuckers. All right. So I'm getting every time they come on, they can get paid. All right. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. What you gonna say?
No, I was gonna go the Heath Ledger route, but I didn't come out.
Press the button.
Cali Mochos, boy. Maybe.
I don't even know what those are.